We took a flight into Coimbatore early this morning. Then from Coimbatore, we took a cab up to Ooty, which is this hill station. I think it's only really accessible by road from Coimbatore, and you can also drive down from Bangalore, I guess. So I've been to Ooty twice already, 2015 and 2016. I really have fallen in love with this cute little hill station. And from the first time we came here, we really felt at home. So we're staying in this small little hotel called Garden Manor. Again, this is the third time we're staying in Garden Manor because I found it when I was looking for hotels the first time and I really liked it. I've vlogged both of my previous trips, so you guys can watch those if you would like. But of course I'm vlogging this trip as well. Show you guys around the hotel because it's really not very large, but it's quite cute. When we arrived here, the first thing we did is went to our usual tea stall guy for chai, and it's been more than 2 years since our last trip here, but he actually recognized and remembered us because when we are here we do have a lot of chai from him and it tastes really good. And even though the tea is so piping hot because the weather is really cool, you don't even find it that hot. Then we went to this famous store called Modern Stores, also known as Modis, which is walking distance from our hotel. They're very well known for chocolates and their chocolates taste so good. It's a little cold here, but when you go back to warm weather and you eat those chocolates, oh my god, really good. So we already bought a lot of food for today because I don't think we'll be stepping out again. We just have to catch up on lost sleep and then be really fresh tomorrow morning. Today was at breakfast and I didn't even speak, but I just wanted to show you guys the breakfast. Anyway, we have been holed up in the room filming for the last few hours. We've gotten quite a lot of work done, but of course we haven't really left the room. And now we are going out for lunch, so I thought I would tell you guys that. Having the weirdest day and also the weirdest weather. Now it's sunny and the sky is mostly clear, but there was one big rain cloud and it suddenly started pouring really gigantic fat drops. So we're very close to our room, but we just decided to wait. Very strange considering how clear the sky is. So we went out today hoping to go to a very specific restaurant that my mum had looked up. And even on the way to the restaurant, we noticed that all of the shops, like all of them, were shut. The smaller shops that are just outside the Botanical Gardens, Mum guessed, and even I would have agreed that maybe Tuesday is just the day when those shops are shut. But when we saw modern stores also were shut, we got the idea that something was off. Turns out there was a Bharat Bandh today, and it happened yesterday also. There's no news about it. I googled and I wasn't able to find any information. Basically, if you all don't know, Bandh sort of means a strike or a closure. And some issues have been happening in North India also recently, like yesterday there were some violent protests. So because of that, they had asked all the shops to keep shut. And even the restaurants where their doors were open, they weren't serving anything. It was so weird. Mostly buns, my mom always says, just last for the morning time. So they'll open up by evening. But almost everything was shut and it was a little bit depressing. And we also didn't get to have a proper lunch. But we did buy a lot of food. So we're just going to eat that for now. Maybe in an hour or two we'll step out again, and there's a high chance that there will be more shops open in the evening. Since the weather in Ooty is different than the rest of India, it's higher altitude and it's cooler and drier, you tend to get a lot of different fruits that are not available elsewhere. Like we actually got longan here. This is a tropical fruit and it's really common in Thailand, but I don't see it in India much. It's something like lychee, kind of similar if you look at it, but the taste is slightly different. It's less sweet than lychee, but it's related to lychees just as rambutans are. So I think it's our 5th cup of tea for the day.
Yeah.
3rd one at the stall, and we had 2 at the hotel. But the stall tea is much tastier. It's always a little unfortunate when you're on holiday and A, you get sick and you can't go out, or B, there is some weird public holiday or some strike or something and everything's closed. Just because it's an inconvenience when you're at home also, but when you're vacationing, you have limited time outside and you have stuff planned and none of it pans out because 90% of the shops are closed. But we did take a little round out. We got some momos. There's this really bustling momo cart. No, not cart. What would you say? Like stall. More than a stall. Yeah. Like a little, more than a kiosk. There is this momo place. So we went and got some from there. And we also got to pet and feed a lovely cat, which made me so happy. So that was pretty much the highlight of my evening. And now we're back and we're just going to eat everything that we bought. And hopefully tomorrow will be a normal day. Today it's now the afternoon time and we're planning to head to some of the touristy spots. Last time we went to the lake and we did some boating, which was fun, I guess. Now we're planning to go to the rose garden. I don't know if there will be roses. I mean, the Botanical Garden is probably better and it's right here, but we'll go there some other day. Today let's go to the rose garden. We just have to head to the Botanical Garden to take a rickshaw. But first, chai, of course chai. Always chai. I bet you can see all these shops behind me. This area is usually really bustling with chocolate shops on that side, and behind me here there are usually fruit vendors. But today is yet another strike, so there are goons in the area enforcing that all the shops be shut. Now the Botanical Garden is still open because it's a government thing, it doesn't shut, so there are a lot of cars there. But all of these vendors here who depend on the tourist industry for their livelihood from their shops, they are forced to keep it shut. And we have cancelled our rose garden plan for today because we don't know what it's going to be like there. So we're thinking of just going to the Botanical Garden as well. It's so very large. It's beautifully kept. Some of these buildings are British era, but they are maintained well. The grass and the flowers, everything is freshly watered and kept so perfectly. And the ticket prices also are pretty affordable. It's 30 rupees per adult and 50 rupees for a camera charge. If you're going in with a phone camera, you won't even have to pay, but if you have a professional camera, you will. And it's just really nice. It's open in the morning from 7 a.m. until 6:30 in the evening. So that's a good window. You can just come here and chill. Little bunch. So much of green. Beautiful, huh? Very beautiful. I wonder why those are a lighter shade. Did you notice that tree behind you? Have a look at it, Mum.
We had seen it last time also, and the time before last.
I forgot. It's so big.
We had seen it.
It was a very pleasant afternoon, even if it wasn't our first choice. But now we're done with the garden and we are heading back out. Time for our evening trip out. We're going to scope out and see what's available. We're hoping to visit a restaurant that we tried visiting the previous time there was band, because they should be open in the evening, but if not, we'll just go to the momo stall. Modern stores has opened even after the strike. Everything looks like it's back to normal, which is really nice. Mom has been roaming around with biscuits in her bag ever since we got here, and she does this on every trip, okay, because she loves feeding the stray dogs that we meet. And she hates it when I vlog when she's feeding. She just wants to like do it quietly. But I vlog because even if one of you guys sees that and then decide to feed a stray animal in your area, that would be really, really nice. We even bought our cats some cat treats, and we have discovered this sweet little girl cat since we came here, and we've been feeding her a little bit every day for the last 3 days. So when we went to the momo place and we found her, it just made me so happy. It brightened my day. That was like the highlight and the high point. So we went to this restaurant that Mom has been talking about for a while. It's called Adhyar Anand Bhavan, and it is a place that serves a typical Tamilian snack dishes, like sort of fast food, you could say. And it doesn't have much in the way of ambience. It's really very basic. It's just like a McDonald's outlet or something, but it's always really crowded. And the prices are really reasonable. The menu is completely vegetarian. So I got a pongal, which is basically this dish that I was first introduced when I came to Coimbatore for the first time a few years ago. It's something like a local version of a risotto, you can say, except it's more broken than a risotto. Like the rice grains aren't as visible or aren't as separate. And I'm doing a crappy job of describing it, but it's really delicious. And Mum got a roast, which is Another way of saying sada dosa. She was really in love with that, and it was a good experience. We were very happy that we went, and we will be visiting the place again also for sure before we leave Ooty. And with that, I am going to end this first vlog. We are planning to do touristy things tomorrow. Bye bye. I'll see you guys really soon.
Forget the haters, man.